Well, I finally met a woman who was way more freaky than me. Yeah, she was. She wanna do it in the morning, afternoon, and in the evening, we freaking. She love to get it on. Yeah, I had to sleep with one eye open, but this woman won't leave me alone. No, she won't. I had to sleep with one eye open, yeah, but this woman won't leave me alone. No, she won't. All she wanna do is make love.
All right, all right, all right. We're back with another episode of the Chatterbox TV with yours truly, King Jacob. So we're in the building tonight talking about the ups and downs of the film industry. Along with the highly anticipated film, by Dr. Sandra Smart Spicer. She got something for y'all, for sure. So with that being said, man, welcome, man. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing?
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good, good. So before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys formally introduce yourselves to many that know you and some that may not know you. So, Dr. Sand, we can get started with you first.
Well, my name is Dr. Chandra Smart Spicer. Who am I? I am a model, actor, wife, mother, filmmaker, producer, screenwriter, um, all of the above. I have many hats and a payroll manager, accountant. So I do some of everything. That's who I am.
Salute.
My name is Michael David Hammond. I am an actor, director, coach, and mentor to many. Also humanitarian. So,
Right. And for those a lot of people recognize this fellow Michael David Hammond.
Yes.
When I had posted a flyer, my homeboy said, "You got the world famous Barbito on there?" I was like, "Yeah."
Papito.
I said, yeah. That's what's up, man. So, um, we talking about the film industry, the up and downs and stuff. So, we want to start the conversation off. How does one, how does one enter the film industry? Like, how do people get started?
I would say, how do people get started in the film industry is just to have an interest in it and to just go for it. Number one, just go for it. If that's where your heart is and that's what you want to do, then go for it. I mean, you got to try some of everything. I would definitely say invest in yourself. You definitely got to do that, but you got to figure out if this is really what you want to do. That's first. Because some people see it as a hobby and some people see it as a career. If it's a hobby, it's just something you do. If it's a career, then it means something to you, if that makes sense.
Make a lot of sense.
it definitely does. Definitely does.
So,
So,
I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so with that being said, a lot of people be nervous about something that they want to do, and they may not just have the available connections. But since we have something that we call the internet, the connections are wide open now. More so than they used to be when you had to be connected with somebody that knows somebody to really put you in the right setting. And so, how do you guys think the landscape of the film industry has changed via to the internet. How people can digital market, their films, how you can do, you know, casting calls, invite people to casting calls over the internet, or even back in the day, they didn't have table readings, because they didn't have Zoom at one time, they didn't have Google, so now you got table readings, which when COVID was in existence, there was a whole lot of table readings. And so, do you think the internet has changed the landscape of how people look at the film industry?
Oh, most definitely. See, back when I first started, man, like, phew, like literally 17 plus years ago, um, we had, I mean, everything was pretty new. Because Facebook, started, '08, '09, something like
Right.
that. So everything was in person. You went to your table reads in person. You had to have physical headshots, physical resumes. Um, you had to send your physical headshot and resume to agents, and you had to do everything was physical. So which made it a bit more difficult. Now you got social media everywhere, whether with the TikToks and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitch and so on and so forth. Like, it's way easier nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And my only thing is uh it's a good thing and a bad thing as well.
Okay. So, Dr. Shan, do you feel like the internet has made a lot of people a household name nowadays?
It depends on how you want to categorize the household. It
Mm.
really depends on that. The internet has done a lot of different things. It made it a little easier for people that are wanting to be a part of the industry get in kind of easily. But then again, it's like I think it takes away sometimes from the originality of it all, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Because
So,
as Mike said, originally, and I came on when the internet was booming with it. I didn't come on with having to go physical and do your resume and your headshots and all that. Even though I was taught that, it was kind of easy for me to kind of scave into the industry. Whereas Mike had to do the legwork. He had to walk it, where I didn't have to walk it like that. And then when you go to the internet, it's like everybody's a star on the internet. You know what I mean? When in actuality, no, what's your credit of work? Are you an actor or are you a content creator? There's a difference. So it depends on how you want to classify that. I can be a content creator and an actor, but it's not the same thing. I hope that made sense.
it do. So when I say a household name, so let me give you an example. The internet helped Jamal Woodard out a lot. Of course, we've seen him play Biggie, but Gravy has really transformed into an actor that everybody's hired. Him and the chick Crystal the doll. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of like I think without the internet, we probably wouldn't know who they were. And I don't think that Gravy would have as many gigs that he had without the internet. And so, results of having the internet, you have the streaming services with the film. And so,
Hmm.
and that's why I think a lot of people that we know now, if you looking at somebody like a Clifton Powell that don't turn down nothing, he wants every dollar, man. He don't care if it's 50 cents left in your hands pocket before your mama wash clothes. He want that.
I gotta say this though. Clifton Powell is a phenomenal and extremely underrated actor
You're right.
Yeah.
because when you give him that script, oh, you best believe he's going to deliver that character. He ain't coming in front of that camera as Clifton Powell. He's coming in front of that camera as that character. You know what I'm saying? He embeds himself into the script. Very underrated, man, but phenomenal actor.
He is, man. And I tell people, man, you know, every Christmas season come up, I'm gonna send you a video of Pinky. Believe that.
Oh, oh,
Early. So you know, Sandra, you a writer, you know, educator, you know, cause you teach people different things about the industry. You know what I mean? You get them all the way together when they're on your set. You know what I mean? Or they on either your set or Maurice set. You gonna get them all the way together, right? You know, so
I'm gonna do my best to. I can always give you guidance, but if you don't take it, that's not my fault. But I will do
right,
my best to give you guidance, and I'm definitely gonna make sure set is ran um the way it should be ran. We can't do things the way we used to do back in the day. Um, we used to do it as a bunch of friends getting together and they having a powwow and then they're running a film. That's fine, that's gravy, but at the same time, if we call ourselves professionals and we want to be do it like Hollywood do it, well, do it like Chicago does it, because that's where we are. We got to change the whole thing around. Somebody got to start doing it in order for it to be changed. It's not trying to throw anybody under the bench, but at the same time, we got to be professional about what we do. That's why we're not taken serious and from certain states. Let's just call it like it is. Chicago has a stigma on itself by itself because of who we are and where we come from. But at the same time, um the image that you have of us is not necessarily true. It's not true. And in order to do that, we got to start being professional about all the things that we do, not just on set, but about everything that we do. Am I making sense?
you are because I can really do some commentary on that point. I lived in D.C. for 12 years when it was the murder capital of the world, but I met so many remarkable people in the city of Washington D.C. that I'm still, you know, cool. They still have good business relationships with. So, you know, what they see on the news may not really be the city, but Chicago is on a lot of people's bucket list to visit because there's so much to see in Chicago that you don't see on the news, man. And you
And
know,
that's and
down.
that's the thing of it. That's the thing. The news will paint the picture so negative. And the city is not that. It's a beautiful city. It's a lot of things to do here. But at the same time, there are places that you don't want to be caught in late at night. But that's everywhere you go. That's
Mhm.
everywhere you go. So if you coming in looking for trouble, yeah, you're gonna find it. But if you're not and you're coming to be on your business, then be that. And you'll be fine.
Right. I don't want none of that smoke. None of that. No, no, sir. So, Mike. We already know you from the power, but not only that, man, you've been in some great films. You know, as far as you know, you had scenes on Law and Order and several others, man. So when people actually see you, and understand that's you, is that like a surreal feeling for them to be in front of you like that? Cause a lot of times, when we was growing up, if we met somebody that we seen on television, or whether it was a rap star, whether it was an actor, or whether it was an athlete, that was a highlight for us. So is that still a highlight for people when they get to meet you?
it's a highlight for me. You know what I'm saying? To be out and about and to have somebody recognize you, whether from something you've done, whether they hated your character or they loved your character, just to be recognized, because it's an amazing thing. Because years ago, I was just Big Mike from the west side of Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I was just literally Big Mike, just regular old Michael David Hammond. Now, what I'm saying, going into the career, now it's like all Michael David Hammond, and people want my signature. And even all these years later, it's surreal for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, wow, like, okay, you want my signature? You want my autograph? You want a picture with me? Okay, all right, cool. And it's just it's amazing. It's a mutual feeling when I run into um fan supporters, whichever one you wanna use, because I just love seeing the smiles, man. The smiles. It's amazing. Just for that 1 second, because you don't know what that person is going through. But I walk into a room and they see me and recognize me, and it's like for that one split second, whatever they was going through goes away.
Right.
Mhm.
Now it's like, okay, now we can embrace this moment. Like it's like it's just amazing, man. It's amazing.
That's all. That's dope. So I just want to give a couple shout outs to people that's tapping in. Mr. Robert Spicer, Miss Renee Cardwell, Miss Brianna Moss, and Miss Tasha Gamble. And salute to all y'all who got it in. We definitely appreciate y'all. And keep on tuning in and keep on rocking with us, and definitely support. So my thing is for both of y'all guys that's directors and producers. This is what I think about a director and a producer. I think a director and producer are supposed to make stars that we don't know. And the reason why I say that, because I didn't know Tommy from Power from a can of paint. You know what I mean? I didn't know Omar from a can of paint. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I know none of the women that Tyler Perry got on Sisters or any of the characters on his other shows from a can of paint. So I think a good producer and a good film director makes people a household name. And so and that's what I'm looking for you guys to do. Because you're in Chicago, the number four radio market in the United States of America. So
Mm.
it has been for the last 35 years. So
Yeah.
when you're in the number four radio market, in America, that says a lot. And it's top five places that the film industry use. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So therefore, you definitely have a lot of people who look at Chicago as a high end place to for music, for film, for
Mm.
sports, for TV,
Mhm.
and just in general. You know what I mean? You know, one of my one of my favorite singers from Chicago ever. Like I'm probably gonna be the biggest Donny Hathaway fan you ever meet in your life.
Oh.
Yeah. I was waiting to see you was gonna say.
Yeah, but and I tell people the greatest R&B singer that I ever think that ever touched a pen is Robert Sylvester Kelly. I mean his work is his work. You know what I mean?
Right. Personal personal life aside. Personal life aside, when it comes to the music, the body of
Right.
music, the body of work he has done, I gotta give him props. I can't say, like I said again, what he did in his personal life, we're not gonna speak on. I'm speaking
Yeah.
of the music, the entertainment he brought to many.
Right.
Because no matter where you go, you're gonna go. You probably not now, but for many years, at your eighth grade graduation, you sang "I Believe I Can Fly." At every cookout, you gonna step in the name of love. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And you gonna have a backyard party.
Yep.
So it's really it's like I say, body of work, man.
I love it.
Yeah, the man is amazing.
Yeah.
Vocal
Yeah.
range.
Yeah. And so
Yes.
I want to give another shout out to one of Chicago's very own, Mr. Robert Diggy. Rob Diggy is the music composer and the music supervisor for the family business in Chicago. Work with Robert Sylvester Kelly in the studio, playing the bass guitar. I had a chance to interview him sometime last year. So Chicago got some great people, man. Some great people in the industry.
Yes.
Mhm.
There go my bro
What's up,
right
bro? How
there.
you doing?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
What's happening? What's happening, man? What's happening? I'm glad to see you all right, man. You know what I mean? That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
it
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
good
man.
to be
So,
on.
yeah, no doubt, man. Maurice, for people, many people know who you are. Many people, their mama and their grandmama know who you are. But for those who don't, give them a brief synopsis of who you are.
Um, I'm just a regular guy, man. no, but I'm Maurice Eleby Jones Jr., multi-award-winning movie producer, uh, CEO of TWIO Entertainment Films, CEO of TWIO Entertainment Records, um, alongside of those wonderful people right there. My CFFO, and C everything. Oh, Miss Childish Spicer.
Right.
my,
Drum roll.
my brother, who I'm just inseparable from, the wonderful Michael David Hammond. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I'm just blessed. But yeah, I'm just a down to earth guy, man.
Okay. Well, and I know that, cause me and you've been rocking for a very long time now. So now, since you here, I was waiting on you to get here. So we're gonna talk about the feature film, that all of y'all are on together. So I'm gonna ask Dr. Shan to really give us a synopsis of the film, what it's about, and why she felt the need to, put her penmanship on this film and just bring it all together. You know what I mean?
um penmanship. Oh, you went way back. Well, let's say I've been doing this thing now for what, 6 years now, from modeling to acting and working with Maurice and Twio, working behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Um, and I was asked to do it, and I was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And I wrote this movie, what, for about 3 4 years. I was writing it for 3 or 4 years, and I've been talking about it. I was talking to Mike about it. I was talking to Maurice about it. Then all of a sudden it was like, okay, it's time to do it. One reason I decided to do it, because this is the 5th year of my mom's death. So 5 being the number of grace, I said it's time. You've held out so long. Now it's time to go ahead and do your thing. I learned from Maurice. I sat there and I learned the camera. I learned the different angles. I learned, even when he would call me and we would talk about scripts, I was talking to him about how to do this and how to do that. So my big little bro is what I call him, because I'm older than all of them, but I call him my big little bro because he act like that. And Mike too. I'm older than both of them, but it was time. And bro didn't hold me back. He just was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, then you go and do it. So Mrs. Miller was created. And Mrs. Miller is about a young woman, a queen pin, trying to turn her life around from running from a life of crime due to things that have happened in her life, transpired in her life. She was forced into this life, but she wanted to change her life around. And she said, I'm leaving this. But before she left, she took care of some business first. And then she went off into another state, met a preacher, and became a first lady of a church. So she went from being a queen pin to a first lady of a church. So to me, they're both queen pins. But then a lot of mayhem and debauchery happens, and she has to handle it, and it causes her, what we don't know, is she going to go back to a life of crime, or is she going to stay on the straight and narrow? We just have to wait and see. But it's a good movie, and I can't tell you too much about it, because then I'll be done told you everything. You ain't gonna want to come see it.
No. It's okay. It's okay. I just want a little brief synopsis. So, you know, I definitely appreciate that. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on Chat About the TV. Stay tuned for more important messages.
tired of lying, and it's getting plain to see. I done tried hard to deny, but this woman changing me. Might go to the clubs, but I leave kinda early, and I don't drink and drive, but chug and jive, so my woman ain't gotta worry. No, no. See, I can't be playing with her heart or playing with her mind. We ain't getting no younger, can't play with my time. And I know she miss me and can't wait to kiss me. So I might be invited tonight. You ain't gotta look for me. I might be invited tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, welcome back to Chatterbox TV. That was my man, Too Smooth out of Jackson, Mississippi. In by 10 tonight. You heard what he said. You heard what he said. In by 10 tonight. So how does this come together? You know, y'all feed off each other so well, and so how does a great casting work for a director, a producer, a casting director, and all y'all hold those titles? You know what I mean? So
I want to say, I
how
want
does
to say this before we go off into that. I forgot to mention one other person, our brother Eric Mays.
Yes,
Eric Mays, I cannot. He's the executive producer
executive producer.
of this project, and he, man, hats off to him. That's all I can say about him. He's a great brother, actor. He works alongside all of us. He's a part of TWIO, Mike, and Smart Girl. He's actually my artist, one of the ones that I manage. But I would be kicking myself in the butt if I didn't mention our brother Eric Mays, because he plays a very important role in this project as well. You know, so I wanted to get that out before we get to anything else.
okay,
Well,
okay.
let's do this. Let's do this. Let's salute our team, and that's Bam Films, Brandy Martin, uh, Pittman Productions, Tina Pittman. Let's and also we got to give it up to our big fella, Brian Pitts, on our sound. So we got a whole production team, man. Shout out to the whole team. They're amazing, man.
Most definitely.
So that
Shout out
basically
to the team.
answers your question. How does this work? We have to have a team and build a team that we trust everything with, and we can work together, and the chemistry is there.
Mm-hmm.
If one person was off, we all off. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so
Okay,
how do we do it? That's how we do it.
okay, okay. So when it comes to you guys working with young people, you know, sometimes young people can be a bit much. You know, I know because I'm a JUCO collegiate recruiter. You know what I mean? So I deal with young people all the time. You know what I mean? Um, to really get them in that space where they understand, and getting them to the level where they understand that this is something that could put you in a place where you never thought you would dream of. And so just to really kind of work with them and to get them in that place of understanding on why their character is so important, how they speak is so important, and how they carry themselves outside the film world.
So you're asking, how is it working with young children?
No,
Um,
what I'm asking is there a guideline that you guys carry when you bring somebody into that circumference zone of being a part of your set?
oh yeah, there's definitely a guideline. We gotta have that chemistry. It gotta work. You gotta mesh. And if it doesn't, we'll know it, and they'll know it. You know. and we'll use them. But I mean, you know, we ain't gonna be disrespectful about it. We'll use them for what it is because they came to do a job and we wanted them to do the job. But after the job is done, then our working relationship is done at that point, you know. So that's how we do it. If we bring children on, there's guidelines for children because we have to follow the laws of the union when it comes to children. And I failed to mention that the projects that we are working on, they're all SAG after projects. So we definitely have to follow the guidelines because we'll get dinged if we don't follow the guidelines. So that's another reason, going back to making sure everything is ran correctly on set. We have no other choice but to do that because we don't want to get fined for not abiding by the rules of what our contract says, if that makes sense.
Okay, it does, and you know, with that being said, you know, I would say this about movies and TV series and documentaries and stuff like that. Yeah, I love a great storyline, but man, if that music is on point with that film, that just really do something different for the film. If you ask me, man, that them soundtracks is different. So when you guys are creating films, how important is it having a good music supervisor?
I'm gonna let Big Bro talk about that one.
I knew that was coming. So the way that we move, we do everything in house. Um, every now and then, you know, we'll have another artist come in and feature them, but for the most part, I do the work. I get in that studio, I produce some tracks. You know what I'm saying? We put our artists on them tracks. People who we network with, we support them. We'll bring them in, you know, just to showcase their music because, you know, we operate as a family. So over here is no big eyes, little U's. I'm just the smallest, a new beginning actor in my eyes. You know, we grow together, we eat together, we're a family. So we set everything up to be a one-stop shop. You know what I'm saying? And we put the right people in the right places and we respect one another's position. You know, and no decisions are made over here without it being a group effort. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't step on toes. We've never had a disagreement. We never had a misunderstanding, you know, any of those things. So when it comes to the soundtrack, I already know the soundtrack gonna be just super hot because we definitely all gonna agree on it and we're gonna make sure it's a banger on every production.
Okay. Okay, so you know, and then Maurice, since you said that, man, when it comes to these artists and they understanding how important it is to license their music, man. What does those cost? The music license is a whole film conversation too. You know what I'm saying? You know because you know a film director or a film producer be like, man, I like that. I like her music or I like his music. Let me go ahead and pitch this, you know what I mean, to the music supervisor. And so the importance of it, because it's amazing to me that you know all you guys in the film industry and you Maurice and Dr. Shan are in the music industry as well, and and just for artists to really understand the importance of music license and when you're dealing with a casting director, film director, film producer, and I just feel like that's a necessary thing for artists to understand. And so what are those film conversations like, you know, amongst you guys when you're picking out the music?
So it really sometimes I can say sometimes Chandra might be able to have an input, but unfortunately they dump it all on me.
They just put that
So
all on you, huh?
yeah, because it's like, okay, you're already editing, you know, you're in the recording studio. All right, bro, show us what you got. So you know, the pressure definitely be on because it's like, wait, I gotta let my brother and sister like really be like, yeah, this it right here. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can tell you, and it's so funny, from before Chandler and myself actually started producing movies with Michael David Herman. He used to do this to me, and it was so funny. To say, I'm like, so Mike, how did you write the music or the movie? He'd be like,
That's all.
right. So most people would get offended. I took that as encouragement. I said, okay, we're gonna see if he give me a thumb on his next one. I come back. I say, so Mike, what about this one? He'd be like, okay. So now that ain't good enough. I come back. He say, all right, so we gotta produce the next movie together. And we all I say, yeah, I got him now. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people get discouraged, but he's gonna tell you in a nice way, yeah and nay. He's not trying to be, but he's gonna be honest with you. And a lot of people can't take honesty in this business. They can't take it honesty. They take it as an insult or this, that, and other. I took it as motivation of one way or the other, I'm winning you over. And I didn't know I was gonna run him over to the point where it was, all right, no, it's us. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, okay. All right, I must be doing something right. And ever since then, it was like, even with the music, doing the soundtracks, the scoring, all of that, it was pretty much he just be like, bro, you didn't elevate it so much. I just trust your judgment. Lay it on me when you're done. And that's pretty much how it come. And as of yet, I haven't had one no or one thumb or one nod. None of that. It's been all excitement from them. So, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something that people don't see. People don't understand the sleepless nights when you're up writing. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Let's really
oh,
let's really let's really talk about how you kind of balance it all. When you're shooting home and you begin writing and you just up for like and you be like cause your mind can't shut off. You know what I mean? Your mind can't shut off. And so how do you guys balance that out?
there's no balancing. We just go with it. There's no way to balance that because when it's there, it's like, oh, I gotta go write it. I gotta write it. Put it like this: in this production alone, they had to tell me to stop writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said, stop writing. We can't do this. We're gonna be in the theater 2 hours looking at your movie because you keep adding stuff. Stop writing. Take the pen, Brianna. Take the pen away from your mama because she's still writing. Literally, it's a good thing though. It's good because I can make 2 movies out of the one. But it's sleepless nights. And then in this industry too, things happen. So you got to be creative when certain things happen and you got to redo some stuff. You got to be creative. So you up again trying to figure it out to make it make sense. And that takes time. You know, Maurice never slept and I never understood it. But since I started on this side, I'm like, yeah, I know. I know why you don't sleep. Because now my butt ain't sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, I just want to say, man, keep on writing,
No,
and
no, no.
and
Hold on. Don't say that.
keep,
Don't say. I gotta stop you right there. Hold on.
He gonna get
Don't
us
tell
in
her how
trouble.
to keep right. Listen, man. She she would hit me up 3:30 in the morning. Come out. Hey, look, I added another scene. Listen, hold on. Listen. Can we cuss on here?
yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
I ain't trying to go all out, but listen, I would have to tell her, look, hey, put that damn pen down. Stop
No,
typing on that laptop.
no.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yes.
And then she'd be like, okay, okay, no problem. And then come to me the next day and be like, hey, look, so this scene, I want to add this insert. Girl, girl, shut up.
Yes.
Just shut up.
No,
Just
Big
shut
Mike,
up.
talking about
But you, but but
when you got to pull each other like, bro, she just won't stop writing. She don't-
hey,
Hey,
but Maurice said, Mike, but you got to know that she a brainiac though. So
But dude, let me tell you,
you
she did honestly, and it's not trying to toot my own horn, but she literally paid attention to every step of this journey. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm gonna say her, Eric Mays, Brian Pitts, and Brandy Martin. They literally, you take notes, and I mean literally. Like I've seen Brandy pull out a phone, like, "Look, bro, I caught everything you were saying to everybody else, and this, that, and I was like, wow, And Brandy ended up putting her film out, but
Yeah.
they really paid attention to everything. They watched me make bad decisions. They watched me make great decisions. They like I took the bumps, bruises, the pain, and everything else to keep them from doing it. And I taught them along the way, step by step. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they just started applying it. And when Chandra first came to me and said, "Well, bro, I think I'm ready to do Miss Miller." And I think she thought I was being a little nonchalant because I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And she's like, "No, for real, bro." I was like, "For real, let's do it." I've been waiting on this because what that means to me is, everything I've instilled to them didn't go to waste. You get what I'm saying? And that's a great feeling all of its own. So yeah, we do, and we treat every project like our own. So, you know, it's a no brainer, man. And when I say we going all out on this one, I'm talking about the special effects, the sound effects, the
Yeah.
soundtrack, the action, the acting, the quality, the sound quality. It's like it's going bananas right now. Right now, it's we losing our mind right now, and
Yeah,
I
crazy.
can't say we're at the top of my career. I can't speak for everybody, but the top of my career since I started. Like the elevation is bananas right now, and I'm proud of my team, man. This is a family right here.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's great, man. That's
Hands
great.
down.
And sure, I told you don't stop writing because I can understand like when you're in that writer's mode, you might not be in that same writer's mode tomorrow. And
Yeah.
so when it's
You
when it's
won't.
kind of on when it's kind of on your mind, you got to go ahead and get it out. But I don't mean you need to be writing and calling everybody at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning like y'all up and
Oh, well, I mean, well, sorry, but I mean they answer, so okay.
That don't
I
mean nothing
text.
because we heard the phone go off. That's why we answer.
Right,
that's
right.
right. That's right.
I text. I don't call. I don't call their house. I
No,
text.
don't say that. Don't say that. You, you be on video chat with me. You be two,
Yeah.
3 minutes. Bro, look, I be like, so she like, boy, you ain't doing nothing but editing. I'm like,
Hey,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
you got a
We
scene. I
gonna
want to have a scene. Like,
yeah
nah.
Yeah.
we but we all know anybody that know you had even conversations with you, man, know that you don't sleep. You know, I said, I said, I said, man, I was gonna call you when I think it was about 11 o'clock, man. My time it was 10. I was like, it's too late, man. I seen you start posting stuff. I said, he ain't sleep, like. I was like, he ain't sleep. So, man, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we're gonna get some shout outs. We're gonna get some announcements, some events, and just stay tuned for more important messages.
Shout out to the men that just came home from jail and said no matter what the circumstances is, I'm never going back. Shout out to the men that said I'm tired of neglecting my children. I'm stepping up and being a man for my children, teaching them morals, honor, responsibility. Shout out to the men that say, you know what, I'm tired of sleeping on that couch. I'm tired of using my mother. I'm tired of using that girl. I'm going to step up and be a man for me. Shout out to the men that just graduated from college or going to college. Shout out to the men that graduated from trade school. Shout out to the men that say, yo, I'm just tired of being tired and I need to make a change. Shout out to the men that stayed there, that's raising their children. Shout out to the men that's getting married or want to stay married. Shout out to the men that's taking care of children that's not biologically theirs. Shout out to the men that's trying to figure it out. Shout out to the men because you are a beautiful soul. Shout out to the men that's just being a part of everybody's life to make a change, man. Stop the violence.
Shout out to the men, bro. And speaking of that, man, fellas,
Man.
Father's Day coming up. I want y'all to, man, have a good time, take a load off. You know what I mean? It's time for you to get happy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. He said, yeah. He said, yeah. Hey, man.
Mother's Day come. Mother's Day come, man. Listen, they want the stars, the moon, and everything. Father's Day come, we getting handed a pack of drawers or a tie or
Maybe,
something.
maybe
Got
next
a
time.
million dollars to carry outside.
Right. No, here
Oh,
you
man.
go.
Hey,
Happy
hey,
Father's
bro.
Day.
Hey,
Grass
bro.
need to get cut.
Hey, bro. That's the least respected holiday on the calendar, bro. It is. It is. It don't even make
Hey,
no sense, man. It don't even make no sense, man. But anyway, man. Y'all want to get? I ain't gonna get in no trouble. Let me shut my mouth. But but anyway, man. Y'all want to get some shout outs, some any announcements, anything like that, man? Go ahead, this your time.
I guess you want who want to go first?
You go
you?
ahead, Mike.
You sure? Okay. Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to my boy King Jacob, man. Thanks for having us. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my sister Chandra, my brother Maurice. I want to give a shout out to the entire Mrs. Miller cast.
Yeah.
I tell
Salute,
you,
salute.
the talent we got on this set, man, is I'm talking about from Lennox Blue to Renata Nicole, Fania Bourne, David Cohen. I mean, the list go on and on. You know what I'm saying? And I guess a major announcement. I'm running for SAG after local board member this upcoming campaign. So
Okay.
Let's
for this
go.
upcoming year. So yeah.
Dope.
So
That's crazy. Everybody is just I want to shout out my family, Robert Spicer, my husband, my daughter Brianna Moss, the twins Bethany and Bria. I want to shout out Tina Pittman, my sister. She's a part of Smart Girl Pittman Productions. I want to give her her flowers. And the ones that have come on here, Tasha Gamblin, my sister Renee is on here. My big sister, that's my real sister, y'all. My oldest sister is on here. I don't know anybody else that's on here, but I just know that based on what you shouted out early initially. Um, Eric Mays, hats off to you. Um, all of Miss Miller cast. Oh my God. My sister Charmaine Jones for giving me her husband when we're filming. You know, I shout out to you because we wouldn't be able to get nothing done if you did not lend us your husband. So shout out to you, sis. Love you for that. Love you anyway. Um, but Mrs. Miller cast, y'all gonna see them next week. A few of the people, Renata Nicole, Lennox Blue, Timothy. I mean, his name ain't Tim. His name is Tim in the thing, but
oh
Don.
my God,
I'm still in Mrs. Miller. I'm calling him his character
Don
name, but
Ingram.
Don. You know, those are some of the ones. Fania Bourne. Shout out to you, sis. I can keep going on and on. Brandy Martin. Oh my God. Bam Films. Shout out to Miss Brandy Martin. She has she's working behind the scenes as the second assistant director, but my girl has been doing her dang on thing and her movie and everything. Much love to her because we wouldn't be able to move the way we move without her being a part of the team. So much love to Bam Films, Brandy Martin, everybody, Sharisa O'Connor, DDA, Brian Pitts, all the people, Joshua, the other second camera guy. I can't think of his last name, Maurice, but
Perkins,
Josh
Perkins. He's
Perkins.
the newest addition to the TWIO and Smart Girl family, man. I've been raising him.
Yes,
That's my man. Shout
yes,
out.
yes. So hats off to all of you all. You all are phenomenal. David Cohen, everybody is just great. And then if I missed your name, I'm so sorry. but charge it to my head and not my heart. I just love all of you because you don't have to do anything for me, but you chose to be a part because you wanted to. And I thank you for that, for
And
giving up yourself.
they killing.
I couldn't do anything without Michael David Hammond and especially my bro Maurice. I love y'all to no end and y'all know it. And thank you for sticking next to me. And when I call and say, well, okay, I don't know. Thank you for being, girl, stop it. Thank you for that. So love y'all. Much love to you. Oh, and Brianna Moss, my daughter, she's a part of my team, our team. She is the marketing, the PR person for the movie Mrs. Miller, which is my baby. So hats off to you, girl. Hats off to you.
Oh, it's on me. So
Yeah.
shout out to our whole entire team. I'm not gonna name all of us. Everybody named them. But I want to say, you said do shout outs and what's going on. So I want to shout out to the cast of Miss Miller, to the production team of Miss Miller. I want to shout out the production team of my film, A Season for Forgiveness. The cast of A Season for Forgiveness, the cast of Quick to Judge, the production team of that. What else we dropped? Oh,
What If?
What If, the cast of What If, the production team of What If, My Mother's Killer. All of these we're working on, and I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate my team, my immediate team, you guys, along with Tina Pittman, Pittman Production, Brian Pitts, Joshua Perkins, Brandy Martin, the whole team, Mr. Eric Mays. I thank y'all for allowing me and trusting me to be able to handle business at home for what we're doing, and y'all still loan me out to others. So I appreciate that. Y'all trust that I can handle that business, and I've never had flack on that, and I love y'all for that.
All right, man. This is when y'all think about me, just know this. These three people are my dogs for life.
Definitely.
That's
If you
what's
catch my
up.
drift, if you catch my
You
drift,
family. You
dogs
family.
for life.
He say this because he been kind of modest over here hosting this show. That's been nice. That Jacob and I have prayed together. We have mentored and inspired and encouraged each other. I mean, many nights people don't even understand how close this bond and this relationship is. I mean,
Right,
many
that's right.
nights for many years, this has been my brother. And man, shout out to you. Shout out to Icon E, man. We love y'all, man. For real, for
No
real.
doubt, no doubt, man. I can't. Before we close out, I can't wait to have the up and coming members on the cast on here because it's remarkable to really see y'all create stars. You know what I mean? And
Oh, they
People,
are amazing. You will not be disappointed. They are phenomenal.
look, Mike, it's a lot of people because we got about what 7 productions going at one time. A
Yeah.
lot, a lot.
Yeah. But next week,
the
but
Holy
when you
Mary is
have them
up.
on next week, you got Lennox Blue, Donald Ingram, and Renata Nicole.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
superstars,
That's great.
superstars.
That's great. That's great.
Yes.
And so it just gives me great pleasure to really have this platform because everybody has a sensational voice that come on this platform, and I just want people to really own it. You know what I mean?
Hey,
You
hey,
know.
Jacob, can I do one last thing, man? I got to do this because this is just how we roll. Man, shout out to every movie production company, every actress and actor,
Yes.
every director, every sound guy. I don't care what you touch in this industry. If you from Chicago, shout out to each and every one of y'all. I don't want to name names. I might forget somebody. So this is to each and every one of them, man. I want our city to win. Real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? And especially, and I got to do a special shout out to Quincy J. Trent. That brother, amazing, man. He supports, he shares all of those things, man. When I went through, this little situation, that brother, man, he let me know he was praying for me, man. And I had to shout him out. But shout out to everybody, man. The women and men of this industry from Chicago. Y'all
Most
better
definitely.
stand up for real.
It's
Y'all
a
better
lot of
stand up.
them. Shout out to you all. And half of the names I'm not going to remember, but shout out to all of you. You know who you are in this city.
And my most important shout out to my wife, man. The long, long nights. Y'all don't even understand. I'm for the last 6, 7 years, I only been sleeping maybe 2. If I get lucky, if I get 3 hours, and she puts up with that. She tolerates that, man. The editing, the writing, the filming, and the helping so many people and trying to push people careers and all of this. And you know, she don't really participate in the industry, but she supports it. You know what I'm saying? So man, shout out and big up to her, man. It takes a strong woman to be able to stand
Yes,
behind me while I do this. So
Well,
yeah,
yes.
That's right. She's a real one. She's a real one. So that's what's up.
yeah,
Shout out to her. Shout out to her. So, guys, we're gonna close out, man. And my closing remarks are, man, no matter what they say, just know you're blessed by the best. Peace and blessings. We out of here. So,
what was that?
and peace.
Peace.